Welcome back. Well, with 297 credits to his name, Richard Kind is one of Hollywood's most reliable actors, stealing scenes since the 1980s.
Now, 10 years after bringing one of Pixar's most loved characters to life, Richard is sharing stories from his remarkable career. Live from New York, it's award-winning Richard Kind. Hi, Richard. So great to see you. How nice to be...
Today you could say award-winning now. I wasn't up until Sunday night. I don't get awards. I have a wonderful career. I just don't get awards.
How nice did that feel to be standing up on that SAG Award stage?
I must tell you, and this is the honest-to-God truth, whenever you see somebody go, oh, my gosh, I didn't expect it, we didn't expect that, we did not expect it at all. We were gobsmacked. We look at the competition. But you know, in that entire room and around now, with the movies that are out and the TV shows, there's a lot of good stuff going on. And we were really surprised when Selena says, "We never win. We never win." You know, we just don't. It was great. It was great. But, you know, 10 minutes later or a month later, nobody's going to remember. But for that 5 minutes, it was great. It was wonderful.
It was so well-deserved. Congratulations. Look, tell us, I'm interested.
You know, it's the ensemble, so it really is. When you look at the whole cast,
well,
it was great.
Tell us, Richard, you've got almost 300 credits to your name. When it is day one on set and you're working alongside legends like Steve Martin, Martin Short, do you still get a little nervous, a little starstruck at all?
I get nervous every time you go on a set. Unless you, every time you go on a set, you get nervous because. As an actor, sometimes you think you're a fraud. You're pulling the wool over people's eyes, and you wonder, have I made the right decisions? Am I going to be any good? And look at who I'm acting with. People who, although they're in character, they're going to be judging you. So it's fine. I do get nervous. I still get nervous when I'm starting a show. Every time.
We hope you enjoyed that little package that we put together for you. You had 300...
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I think that this is the disappointing part of it, because you look at the stuff and then you got to look at me talking like this. What the hell? Just keep showing the movies and stuff that I was in. This is nothing. I like seeing that.
Well, we didn't even get to things like Scrubs or Law and Order, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Look, if you start going through it, you'll go nuts.
But you know what? We see your face, and your last name is Kind, and we see your face and we just smile. It just oozes out of you. How do you know?
I'm watching the TV now. Mm-hmm. This movie, do you know Clifford? Do you know the movie Clifford?
Yes, yes.
No. It's a huge cult movie, and it shocks me. And I'm watching right here Kathleen Chalfant, who's one of the great Broadway actresses of all time, brilliant actress, was a guest as a nun on the show, and I haven't seen it. That's 25, 30 years ago, and I was watching it in the clip thing, and I laughed. It's hilarious. Me going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah. I don't remember doing that. That's 30 years ago. I once waited tables on Mary Tyler Moore. Now I know.
Oh wow.
When I was a kid, I was a singing waiter out in the Hamptons, and I know the Dick Van Dyke Show backwards and forwards. And I started asking her about the Dick Van Dyke Show. And she said, I'm sorry, I don't remember. And I was looking at her going, you're a liar. What do you mean you don't remember the Dick Van? But it was 30 years later. Wow. And she didn't remember it. Wow. She didn't remember it. And I now realize it. I saw Kathleen on the show, and I don't remember that scene, but I did it.
Richard, before you go, and we won't keep you for too long, mate, but we have to ask you about your friendship. Well, we have to ask you about your friendship with George Clooney. How far back do you two go? What's he like? Has he always been this prankster? What's he like?
I got to admit, I don't talk a lot about George because it was years ago. He had just started becoming famous. There was an article in People magazine. Take him off the air. Don't show him. He gets enough publicity. What the hell? He doesn't need any more. I need publicity. George is a great guy. I don't talk about him. Years ago, there was an article in People magazine I had been interviewed for, and I probably said something that was like that, like saying, get them off there. I said something that was in jest and was, that when you hear me say it, I'm not serious. But in print, you can't see the irony. You can't see the wink, and when it came out, I looked at it, I went, oh my God, this is horrible. And my mother even said, she goes, how could you say that about George? And I called George, and George said, look, these interviewers and these magazines, all they want is dirt. He knew that I didn't mean any of that. So I don't talk because I'm afraid that I might say something bad about him. But he is a horrible man. A horrible man. Just a horrible. Now,
we didn't see the wink there either, Richard.
By the way, what I want to do, I hear you're going to have something about boredom with sex. Yeah. Would you please put my phone number on your screen?
Do you think you're the cure for it?
No, I just want to help mankind, and I want them to call me, and I'll see if I can do anything for them. I'm willing. I'll do anything for anybody.
As a public service, you are like
I'm a philanthropist. It's how I do good.
You might not have the cure, but you're willing to give it a crack. Richard, thanks for your time today. So lovely to speak to you.
Yes.
Can I say one thing? You know how I know about you guys, about Australia?
Yeah.
Kontiki tours.
Ah.
I went on a Kontiki tour.
You went on
3 Americans, 2 Canadians, and the rest of them Australians. And they didn't want to go to museums. They didn't want to go to the art galleries. They didn't want to see the sights. All they wanted to do was visit beer factories because they got free beer at the end. So I love Australians.
And
love them.
God bless Australia and God bless you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
You're a gem. We could talk to you for hours.
That's another story.
It's my pleasure.
We could talk to you for hours. We're going to get to the sex. Bye.